That way you have, you know, some not really secure lanes as much as easy to deploy lanes. Oh, Happy Feet actually just morphling. He got a great team fight potential with a very hard carry and also a great hero to stop the Weaver. Very, very hard to gank him as well. Honestly, I do not like Ultimate Esports lineup at all. Ultimate, as opposed to Happy Feet's. I think Happy Feet has a pretty strong lineup here, if you look at it.
Templar Assassin.
Templar Assassin for Ultimate Esports here. Gonna be the last pick. I mean, I guess for like, I don't actually like the Empire. You don't have any stuns to stop the morphling. You only have 2, and they're very pseudo stuns, so he can most definitely morph through them. 0 silences. I guess Templar, because you can grab an Orchid. I mean, it's not like you had many options here in the mid lane. DP seemed like the better option here as well. A lot of silence for the Morphling, a lot of physical damage the Morphling has a hard time preventing because of a nice combination of both physical and magical, so you take advantage of the Morphling's morph, putting him in a difficult position no matter what, and Clocker can't gank you either. Honestly, Death Prophet again. Ultimate Esports doesn't seem to be thinking about that. I don't think they were thinking about the Death Prophet. It's just odd. And they don't ever consider her because she is a hero, especially in this draft, and it would work really nicely with your lineup as well, especially with Stark probably going for. Oh, it's an offlane Weaver, really, as opposed to a carry Weaver. Okay, well that. What to say there? I mean, yeah, I don't know if the Weaver in the offlane is the right choice here. I don't know if he's even going Weaver in the offlane. Sorry, that's my rude spots. Oh, it doesn't let me actually use it. So you have what, a Venomancer? Seems like he's more suited to the offlane with those boots, right? Rather than going to the carry lane. We would just bring a lot of healing though, probably. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. It's odd though that you would put a Weaver in the offlane when you really do want your supports to gank, with Jakiro and Spiritbreaker both being pretty good gankers. I understand the Venomancer safe lane, but if you put Venomancer offlane with Jakiro, you put a lot of pressure in the offlane, force one of the supports to stick with them, right? So Morphling was one support because he's a pretty weak laner with only a single stun. He's not going to die, but he's definitely going to be harassed a bit too much to actually use this. Okay. Yeah, seems like Logan's gonna go off. Alright, and then Weaver's gonna be alone. Alright, that does make sense. Cool, it's just Slark decided is a better Weaver player for some strange reason. Okay, that makes sense. I like this. Because Slark was playing, obviously, the Underlord last game. I'm okay with that, frankly. Now here, Jules. Oh, Tranquil Boots. Nope. Not gonna find him. Right, his Tranquil Boots' first item. I'm just thinking about that because it's interesting. They're putting a lot of pressure already here in the bottom lane. Happy Feet probably taking 2 runes, 3 runes, because it's really hard to actually harass a Shadow Shaman in the early game or try to go against a Shadow Shaman. The Clockwork also has that Battery Assault, can easily get first blood as well if they find anyone in a bad position. Did not even get for Battery Assault, actually went for Cogs level 1. Interesting choice. So that's definitely a mid lane harassment, essentially. That's not a bad idea. Oh, that charge. Forcing a charge level 1 against Jesse Bash. Yeah, Morphling should still be able to get this rune out. Maybe not. At least try to steal it from them. Nope, uses the Ether Shock. Got the level 1 Ether Shock. Yeah, ended up being a much more beneficial kill for Ultimate Esports. They responded very well to that aggression, and they even got the first blood for Logan, who is going to be running mid? Is that serious? Is it Logan mid versus... Oh, Bad Rider. Interesting. They want to run... Okay, this is odd. So, Puck in the offlane, played by Rappy. I suppose... I didn't really think about this, but Rappy is the offlaner. But I thought they would just run the... Huh. I think Bat Rider mid versus Logan. This... Obviously, Bat Rider would destroy TA in general, but I don't think the Venomancer is too much of a better matchup, especially in the early game. With the Clockwork helping out. Look, Clockwork, Cogs finds the Courier. Oh, no. They don't want to... They don't care about the Courier. They go for Logan instead. In the top lane, they actually kill Yaj as they destroy Logan in the mid lane. I think that Courier kill is much more valuable. You can Cogs yourself in with him. So, I find that odd, the way he ran that. In the top lane, we see another charge from Yato. We'll find Jesse Vash slowing him down with dual breath as well. And like I said, Yaj, very weak laner. You can put a lot of pressure onto him easily. And the TA, it's only level 1 Sideblades and already gotten 2 kills on Shadow Shot. Maybe you have to start considering playing it more defensively here. Now Logan. There's the Firefly. They find Logan as well. Okay, he's been hit with 4 sticky napalm stacks. The battery assault as well, Logan. Little seizure for him. Little seizure. One last hit by Ben-Hur. They can't find it. And Jules is now being charged down. Yato, look at him go. Wants to get that kill onto Jules. The battery assault is stopping Yato for a couple seconds. But the cogs, ooh, they push back Logan. Venomous Gale barely misses the poison sting. Is going to be enough damage to kill Jules. They do have a ward now up in the high ground. They just wasted a whole ward just to get this kill. If Jules gets out of here alive, this would be legendary for this Clockwork. Another cogs, and nobody is stopping Jules today. Oof, that's oh, he's actually gonna commit suicide. Well, that's fine. You just wasted a ward in a position that's not useful for you at all, just for the sake of getting this kill, and you don't even get it. That's 6 minutes. The early game wards are the longest. Like, the 6 minutes in the early game are much more important than any other 6 minutes ever in the game, in terms of how much happens in those 6 minutes and how much pressure you can put up, and because it all leads to your setup items or your basic core, and that's very important to grab. So wasting a ward in that regard and putting it in this position is actually a really huge thing for Happy Feet. So they could, I don't know if they know this, or they probably don't, but if they could just take advantage of this. That's why dewarding in the early game is much more important than dewarding later on, until the late game, of course, because again, everything, those 6 minutes are very valuable. Now, oh, what a great sentry. They find Logan. Invis Rune, where are you going, Logan? Can they stop him? Yeah, he still is invisible. That battery assault still hits you. Does not actually hit you, yeah, once you're invisible. But he's gonna be able to make out of here alive, just barely. The puck also surviving just barely. The courier came in, but that's going to be killed by the Geminate attack. A sentry that was on that courier could have guaranteed the kill onto the Venomancer, but they weren't able to get it. Yato even joins in with Logan just to, I guess, secure his place home. The Rocket Flare wouldn't kill him level 1, so even if he had it, that wouldn't have made much of a difference. This time it seems like it's Team Ultimate who's going to win the bit, or at least the early game. I mean, Dion, target of aggression, Waveform finds him, Morphling hits him pretty hard, one last auto attack will ensure this kill, Waveform of just 5 more seconds, Yaj has morphed most of what he has into agility, so he's also a potential threat if they do go onto him, as in the mid lane. Jules decides to follow Logan once again. The raiding courier's kill. I don't even know how they managed to kill it. I think it was Rappy actually finding him, so courier for courier, but that was carrying a Ring of Aquila for the Weaver, a bit more valuable. The Shackles, oh yeah, he starts to morph, but he messed up. However, they will be getting that kill. Jesse Vash at least ensuring it wasn't all for naught. And the Poison Orb should just finish him off. One last hit by Yato to ensure that kill. Don't let him do anything. Pause by Jakiro quickly. Thanks, Lockbox, for talking about the guys at... Thanks, by the way. Lockbox, tell people about X, but it's really not a bad site. Most of the sites have those policies. It's always just an odd policy, because of course they want you to bet more and stuff. It's hard to take those. It's just they try to stop scammers, but at the same time they're also trying to ensure that you can get your money and whatnot. If you talk to support though, they're usually pretty helpful. It's just about proving you're essentially not a scammer, and once they look over those things, it's an automated system. I've worked on those things as well. Not to be a big supporter of betting sites or whatever, but you know, I think it's a pretty reliable site, to be honest. That said, Yaj here in this top lane, attacking some of those creeps. Ben-Hur meanwhile in the mid lane, getting a Firefly, a bit of damage up. HTZ now against Yaj. There's the Shackles. We'll take the refraction charges away. Jules joins in with the cogs. Batteries hold as well. The Shackles actually not take the refraction. That's interesting. Whatever. They're going to still follow this through. Waveform with the battery assault. The piece finally combined. The Morphling stuck in a bad position. They meld him to shreds. And Jules will have to run away now. That was odd. I really thought the Shackles would deal a bunch of instances of damage and would stop that refraction, but apparently it's not enough damage at once to actually stop the refraction from happening. Wow. Well, now the more you know. The Shackles does not counter refraction, but it should really. It shouldn't it? Well, maybe it didn't attack him for long enough. I want to see it next time that interaction happens. Clark gets a kill against the puck in the bottom lane, and now they go into Jules. They charge him. Jules will be fire breathed and hit one last time in the head to ensure that Jules is certainly dead. No. In the mid lane, another rotation, this time trying to find Ben-Hur, who's been doing really well, and the only person that's actually been last sitting properly this whole game. Which is good to see. I mean, at least Ben, obviously for Happy Feet, because at least Ben-Hur will get a quick Blink Dagger, and even going for a Drums Blink Dagger build. He did go for a bottle, so I guess Drums are out of the question a bit more. You want to go for Blink Dagger pretty early, take advantage of your Bat Rider. But he also went for an early Lasso, which is not as common anymore. Anyway, we're going to see a kill probably onto Min Dion. Maybe not. Morphling, not quite aggressing him as Yato has a surprise. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. The charge finds him, tries to morph, waveform to get him away, still has the magic stick. Should be able to survive this liquid fire just thanks to that magic stick. And it salves back up. Woo! Morphling survives another day. Good. As the TA has been bullying him a lot in lane. He has not been doing too well. He's pretty much support Morphling at this point, and oh, in they go. Another charge. Yash, why are you playing so aggressively? They're gonna punish him yet again. HTZ getting that kill. And Ben-Hur's like batting away to the rescue, trying to find HTZ. He comes to the Firefly, sticky napalm. That gives him vision. HTZ can't even TP because the lasso will stop that from happening. And this Templar Assassin will be stunned out, dragged in, and destroyed. As in the bottom lane, Rappy, suffering the might of Slark, has no illusory orb just yet, but they are charging him. I mean, the charge is pretty much just to give vision. Rappy has to use a phase shift, but does not use it in time! Could have at least tried to jaunt to prevent some of the damage, but did not phase shift because he did not see the attack animation from the Weaver, I can only assume. Another mistake by Happy Feet leading to their death. The puck at least is pretty well farmed, all things considered. He's actually beating the Weaver. But you really gotta get some farm up for your Morphling, and Yash decided to finally rotate to this mid lane, saying, fine, if I can't find farm in my own lane, I'll find some farm in the mid lane. Why in hell, what is going on in this lane? Oh, we'll talk about it in a second, but Rappy, okay. Being followed through. There's the charge. Rappy. Ooh, evades the charge this time. Dream Coil as well. Waning Rift to prevent any follow-up, but he's gonna die anyway to Yato's damage. That Dream Coil sticks him down, but doesn't do anything besides that. Yato actually had a double damage there, so that's why he managed to get that kill onto the puck and dealt a ridiculous amount of damage. Surprise double damage, I suppose. Should have really come out. I guess, yeah, coming out on Dream Coil was the best thing you could do. Anyway, I think the TA offlane here was a good idea, by the way. Not really offlane, but aggressive dual lane with the TA, because TA counters Morphling pretty heavily. And the puck TA is not really true. Okay, wait. It's not such a hard counter as people think as often. Anyway, Hex finds the Spirit Breaker, still has double damage. Now Shackles, goodbye to double damage and goodbye to your life as well, as he may be burned to a crisp by the Firefly for the Bat Rider. Yeah, it's not like TA counters puck that much. It's more of a skill matchup. So I see the point of running the TA against Morphling. She's really good against him, and we'll say why in a second. As soon as Min Dion dies, right? Because maybe not dies actually. 4 stacks of stick napalm. That's a lot. 5 stacks now. And Ben-Hur stuck in a pickle. They're charging him from all sides. Double pincer attack. Min Dion managing to survive for now. Rocket Flare won't help him as Ben-Hur goes down and Min Dion survives just barely. That flame break, not enough damage. That last tick went through. It was not effective. Anyway, the point is, the Puck and TA is actually very much a skill matchup. Puck is not actually that bad against TA. Well, despite what most people think, because of his low cast points, it's really hard to actually refraction away, like a Waning Rift, for example, or an Illusory Orb even, because it's really hard to see animation, frankly, and a really fast cast point as well. Oh, okay, that was not a good idea. Rappy phase shift, prevents the damage, silence onto Slark. Can they finish him off just in time? The Dream Coil triggers Slark! Way too cocky! And the lasso stops Spirit Breaker from walking away. A burnt up cow will mark the death of Team Ultimate in this bottom lane. Anyway, the point is, the TA actually does counter Morphling, and the reason why is because he has a lot of mixed damage, which is fantastic. If Morphling morphs into Strength, you can just attack him with her natural physical damage, and due to his low armor, she crushes them. If Morphling morphs into Agility, which is what he's doing most of the time, she can use Side Blades for the pure damage, and the armor that Morphling gets in the early game, which enables him to actually morph into Agility and not die, is completely ignored. Oh, you should have Shackled there. That was not the choice, man. Shackles, then Aethershock. His Shackles also breaks the infused range up. Ah, that was a bit of a mistake. Phase shift, Rappy. Yeah. So that's why. Ooh, that Waning Rift. Not in time, huh? Rappy might just die here through the Earnest Shadows. Can he get to the Shrine? Oh, there's no Shrine. Tries to phase shift some of the damage off, but Earnest Shadow still hits you as his damage removal, or HP removal. They even kill the Jakiro in the top lane, so it's going to be in puck for a Jakiro. Seems they're still going in the favor of Team Ultimate, even though Happy Feet are winning. It's mostly because of the Bat Rider's farm. Oh yeah, oh I see. Ben-Hur, you wanted him to move and follow TA. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I agree with that, as opposed to leaving the Morphling against TA. It seemed like an odd choice there, to leave Morphling versus TA, because Morphling can also go mid. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Oh, yeah, I see your point now, Luckbox. I confused what you were saying, but yeah, I agree. The Morphling here, she could have just moved and rotated mid against a Venomancer. Morphling's pretty good against Venomancer. In fact, he's actually fantastic. So I like what Team Ultimate did in terms of rotations, but you should have mirrored more movements, not let Ben-Hur farm so much. He's not that relevant as a hero. Oh no, he's stuck. Uses the lasso, but he might be stuck in the macro pyre. Does he have enough damage? Yeah, flame break to the bottom ground, and no, you walk in the Firefly, you die. Shakiro's also stuck in the high ground. What a play there, a weird play. Jesse Vesh considering the whole Shackles thing and thinking maybe it's not a good idea. He might just die to the melt damage, the cogs. Ooh, no need for them as he just makes it out alive, but 1 second. One last attack would have killed him. Yeah, early on is fairly even, exactly. So the puck in TA is not a counter, it's just, yeah, it's very much a skill matchup. Like I was mentioning. Yeah, so I agree. It's not either way with a side blaze, but puck can just also harass you with a peep shooter. He does deal with this amount of damage to TA. Even with 2 levels of refraction, you're able to stop it to some degree, especially with a support rotation. That's the biggest thing, right? You couldn't rotate your supports to the offlane to kill the TA. That's odd. The only thing I'm not sure about is why the Shackles does not cancel the refraction charges. Before, you used to cancel it like this, you know. There it is, just so you guys hear the snap. But now it's not the same. I don't understand exactly why. I don't know if it's because it's not enough damage, or because they changed the damage instances. I'm actually unaware of this. I always thought that was the case, and they never changed it, but must have been something I misread. Anyway, Rappy. Gonna be charging the bottom lane, Stark joining in. He can prevent the charge stun, so that's good. Oh, Dream Coil. Yep, that's gonna be a time loss committed already. Yato now stunned out. They should have Shackles, but again, not wanting to commit to this too much. And now the puck might just die. Phase shift. Oh, thank God for the jaunt. In comes the Bat Rider. No more time loss on this Weaver, by the way. You gotta be a bit careful. She goes for the puck, and puck phase shifts just in time. Waning Rift. They gotta kill the Weaver, and that is gonna be kill for kill. This time in favor of Happy Feet as Bat Rider goes and buys the Blink Dagger. Once they join in, the Hexed up. Spirit Breaker, they don't even need the lasso. They have a Flame Break anyway to push him back, and with those sticky napalm charges, that's gonna be a dead Spirit Breaker. He couldn't even charge in time, as if that would have mattered. Good job, Happy Feet. I mean, they do lose a puck, but for a Weaver, I think it seems like the right choice to make. 100% the right choice to make. Yeah, I get you, Luckbox. It's just a delay, so it's hard to explain to you. I'm not trying to disprove you. I'm just trying to explain the points you're bringing up because I think they're interesting. If I'm talking about your points, it means you're not dumb. That's my point. Anyway, HCZ gonna be burned to a crisp here. Hookshot misses. I don't know why these. It's the second hookshot you see, like a. Oh, by the way, let me steal that kill hookshot. You could have just saved it. There was no need for it. It was obvious, and you could have just. I guess it was to kill secure. I understand that, but if you had just saved it for another second, you could have gotten that second kill, or at least stopped the Weaver from attacking the Bat Rider or something of the sort. It's a pretty long cooldown in the spell that you're using just for that purpose. Anyway, Stark, okay, being hit pretty hard by this Clockwork. Yato actually sticks himself in the cogs. The Macropyre won't do much, and look at those beautiful cogs stopping everyone from attacking him. Don't stop there! The battery joins in with the Firefly. A lot of damage. Flame Break. Can he save the Clockwork in time? No, he won't. Jules will go down, and Yato, maybe not the easiest target to kill. Well, actually, for this Bat Rider, there's too much magical damage. Shadow Shaman joins in, wants to find Mean Dion. Where's the Shackles? Where's the Hex? No need for it. He's just gonna keep his invisibility intact as Ben-Hur gets that kill. No, okay. And I use that invisibility for an Aethershock. Meanwhile, the Weaver, finally before she gets to the Shrine, And Rappy ensures that kill happens. The Dream Coil is available. He can still... Nope, he cannot prevent any damage. But the snakes are here with the shackles. TA stuck to the ground, stunned out, and silenced before the puck can get killed. He just walks away with a jaunt and the waveform to finish off the TA. Yash, confident as always, just swims over this TA and drowns her in his fluids. Now Ben-Hur has a lasso, can stop Logan's TP, calmly just walks up to him, drags him out. Firefly with a sticky napalm stacks. Ben-Hur is dealing so much damage, and this is a Batrider we haven't seen in a while, a Batrider mid that's actually taken advantage of the great amount of magical damage that Batrider can do with the Firefly and sticky napalm. I love it. Ben-Hur is playing exactly like you're supposed to play when you have a core position taken up by Initiator. Dragon didn't know if it was his own fire. That's funny. Anyway, the Batrider is actually playing really well. I like this. I actually don't. I always talk about this because I think it's a very important thing in Dota. And okay, wait, Morphling. Does he have a replicate up? He does not. How are you getting out of this one? How are you getting out of this one? Probably not. Nether Strike. We'll find him. Yash pulled back again. He's morphing best he can, but even a Morphling cannot sustain this much damage. The Weaver actually is really good for the Morphling as well, because same idea to TA. He punishes you once you start morphing by reducing your armor further. Anyway, I'm gonna find HTZ. Just let me talk about the Batrider, please. Jules, he burned down in the middle of the fire. The Macropire actually comes in. Jules is going to be charged here. And the Barrier Assault stopping? No, not stopping his death. As Puck tries to save Ben-Hur with a beautiful Dream Coil. He's out of mana anyway, so he has to jaunt himself away. His safety. Jesse Vash walked in a bit too far in. And they charge him using the vision to his advantage. There's the Arcane Boots. Dream Coil finds Yato a bit too early as he couldn't cancel the charge. Now Shadow Shaman stunned out and killed off. With Puck, only thing he's able to do is really harass him. Right, what I like a lot is, something I talk about often is, there needs to be cohesion within your roles. If you play a Batrider in a kind of a core role, like a very important core role, not the offlane, you can't play him as an initiator, you have to do something more with him. And this might be a bit excessive. But okay, Sentry sees Batrider, Ben-Hur, shows off his Shadow Blade to die. That was unnecessary. Yeah. Is that a gem at the bottom? No, it's a screen. Okay, that is... it's a screen board. That was a weird play. I mean, even there were 4 people. I don't know what you expected to do anyway. So... Yep, we're gonna see the Roshan now fall to the power of Team Ultimate. With a melt damage. HTZ, Aegis of the Immortal, going his way. Aziyaj, oh, careful, he's gonna try to find a Lincoln. There's the stun. They find him twice, and with another strike, Yaj is gone. Goodbye. So that's a couple other kills they've gotten on Morphling. They've really reduced his farm from what he was doing, which was pretty much him recovering a lot, and now he's down to the point of, well, I just hope I get some farm at some point, guys. Plus, you know, and it's not working out too nicely for him. Ben-Hur himself is also playing a bit too aggressively. I like the Batrider he was playing earlier, but he needs to start initiating with his team. He's not godlike. He's a Batrider after all. There, he might just die to the Venomous Gale damage. Can you deny him? Deny him? Deny him? Deny him? He's gonna die. Oh, no, he had Magic Stick. Never mind. He believed in himself, and I was wrong not to believe in him. I did not see the Magic Stick at that point. Oh, you're Method Quando. Alright, cool, man. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I always see you, and I always thought, oh, this guy seems really nice. Anyway, whatever. Stunned out, Templar, burnt, and we're gonna get some fried chicken for dinner. However, the Aegis will ensure that this KSC will not be ready for table just yet. I need to fry her a second time. The Shackles finds her with the Firefly as well. In joins the Weaver. They gotta stop the Shackles. HTZ is already dead, and the Dream Coil perfectly used to stop the Weaver's aggression. Jesse Vash stops the initiation from the Space Scout. And can he make it out alive? Another strike actually misses on the Puck. The Puck trying to burn some of the damage. Jesse Vash next objective, but Rappy is found by the Nether Strike, and Venomous Gale barely clips him. That poison coursing through his veins, leading him to his death. Unfortunate. I mean, I think that was still beneficial for Happy Feet, frankly, taking the TA down in the Aegis, rather than losing a Shadow Shaman Puck. A Puck who already got his Blink Dagger, mind you, so... I think it was even, if anything. Morphling also got a lot of space to farm, which is important. He needs that Link... I don't even know if he needs that Link in this game. So what do you stop with Lincoln? Nether Strike and Charge? That's it. I guess Yule Scepter from the Jakiro, or Force Theft. Jakiro as well. Oh, good hook shot. Maybe Jules can survive this, or at least deny himself. Charge still sees him though, so I know exactly where he went. Jules like, guys, how do you see me? Oh, I see why. Please! Dead. Anyway. I don't like the Lincolns too much on the Morphling in this game, frankly. I do like the Ether Lens on Jesse Vash, but we'll talk about it in a second. Why? X, and can he survive this? Shackles finds the Weaver under the tower, gets the kill. As a minion suffers the same fate, Yash joins in finally to the fray, gets the 3 cores dead, or 2 cores and a support, and Yato, fighting for his life, is going to find that it might not be so worth it, as he himself is going to be chased down and finished off with one last waning rift. That Poison Sting might destroy Rappy, so it's very important that he goes with the Shrine, even uses the phase shift. Good stuff. He gets the Yule Scepter himself. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Lincolns. I don't think Lincolns on Morphling is bad. Oh, good usage of the Rocket Flare. I don't think Morphling Lincolns is bad in general, but I don't see what you're really stopping here besides, obviously, the cow's movements. There's really nothing else you're stopping. I guess to some degree the Liquid Fire... Can they cancel? Does Liquid Fire cancel? I'm actually unsure, because Liquid Fire does count as an attack or modifier, right? So, it shouldn't cancel even if it's castable. So, even though it's a spell, yeah, it doesn't cancel Lincoln. Or it shouldn't cancel Lincolns from my understanding. I'm actually not entirely sure. Because Searing Arrows doesn't cancel Lincolns, for example. Liquid Fire should have a similar interaction, but I know that's one of those weird spells. Regardless, if that's the case, that's even worse for you, right? It's not that big a deal that you're canceling those things. And like Hurricane Pike, for example, Find the Venomancer, is also not that big a deal that you're canceling it. I think going for maybe not even E-Blade directly, or Scotty, or Montestyle, for example, seems a bit better. Montestyle gives you the same stats, or similar stats to what the Lincolns gives you, but in exchange you get a much better way to stop a lot of the things that the enemy team has. Actually, you can take away the meld, for example, the minus armor from the meld and from the Desolator, which is also debuffable, or dispellable. You can take away the Weaver's Shikuchi, or the Swarm, by getting your illusions to attack it, for example. Okay, Puck is certainly dead. Yep, Macropyre, they burn him, they stun him, they kill him. So you can take away a bunch of things, really, just being the Morphling with the Montestyle, as opposed to the Lincolns, which we'll see how effective it is this game, I suppose. Okay, is this tower gonna go down? They know HTZ is here. I think they just saw him meld. Yep, they were waiting for that Hex. The Jakiro joins in. The Batter also with the Firefly. HTZ cannot really refract. The Cogs pushes them away, and they find the Jakiro instead with the Lasso. That's not the objective they wanted, honestly. That's just a simple Jakiro for a tower, but you wasted out 2 ultimates for that. Is that really the play, Cogs? Cogs? To get him out of the snakes, man. He was in the snakes. He had no way to destroy him right now, because he was just trying to fight everyone else. That was fantastic play by the Shadow Shaman. I think that was a misplay there by Jules with the Cogs. Now, as we found out, Jules sacrificing himself out of shame, dying to the Weaver. Even wasted the hook shot, by the way. Oh, interesting. The hook shot actually has the same cooldown as his death timer. Ha! Look at that, how cool. Am I not looking at both things? Yeah, I think that is. Yeah, they're ticking at the same time. Well, dying with your hook in hand. What a play. Yeah, Ultimate is really getting back into this game. I am surprised. They're playing pretty well. I also think Happy Feet are making a couple mistakes. I do like some of the itemization choices. For example, Jesse Vash's Aetherland seems pretty good here for the Shadow Shaman. I actually very much like Jesse Vash's Aetherlands, because it's going to allow you to Shackle and Hex from farther away and not be in the team fights often, so that's actually a very valuable asset to have. I do not agree with that Lincolns. I do think, again, the Montestyle would have been 10 times better. The Bat Rider... Like, I'm okay with the itemization choices, but his playstyle sometimes is lackluster because he's playing a bit too aggressively when there's no need to do that. And now in the top lane, we actually find a Morphling that goes down again. So, that's another kill for the Morphling. If only he had a way to stop that. Oh, the Lincolns actually got triggered and nothing happened? Yeah. Right, so Lincolns does nothing if they find you in a bad position. Honestly, no item can save you from those kind of plays to begin with, but that's aside. Let's ignore that. And now, Ben-Hur, he's been dusted up. Yule Scepter, haste to try to run away. He's still been dusted, so... And they find him? Yeah, the TA with 2 hits almost even destroys the courier. And now the 2 supports are stuck here in the Cogs. And there's no way they can save him. The 2 supports will go down. Happy Feet will lose 2 unnecessarily. Well, Rappy, meanwhile, joins top lane, silence it to 2, but will not continue this aggression. As we see everyone else continue to push. I mean, it seems like Team Ultimate actually might even be able to win this game against Happy Feet. Against the Morphling, the TA is coming in with a Blink Dagger Desolator. Yeah, granted, actually she's going for Lincoln, which in this case I do think is a great choice for TA as opposed for the Morphling. Hey, Morphling confuses team. There's a net after strike, almost goes Slark with a beautiful Dream Coil, and the Waning Rift to silence everyone up. Logan finally uses Poison Nova, but he's been hexed up. He's gonna go down first. Can they follow this up with someone else? Rappy, Yule Scepter finds the Weaver, perfect target, Shackles, and the Bug is gonna get squashed by the wave. Happy Feet really do come back. I just find it really exciting when Weaver dies in general. Don't call me biased, I just hate a Weaver. Anyway, the Spirit Breaker, stuck in the cogs. Can he make it out? He really can't charge out of the cogs because it just stops you. Now finally he should be able to charge out, but the Waning Rift prevents this from happening. As they get the kill onto the Spirit Breaker, they defend the tower yet again. They defend the towers yet again, but they do lose the tier 3. So, an impressive showing by Team Ultimate that shows that, yeah, they took a tower down. They can go for shrines. If Ming Dian just just die here. These solo kills by Bad Rider, okay, actually. A lot of damage with a sticky napalm and the fire and Jakiro. I mean, you have fire and ice, and Bad Rider is just fire. In pure Pokemon terms, Bad Rider wins. This is just pure Pokemon maths, right? It's Pokecockles. Everyone knows this. So, there's just no way you can beat him. Alright. Jules. That's gonna... No, that's gonna be Yash who takes the tower. That's fine. I actually went for the Ghost Scepter, which I think is gonna help him a lot against the TA. I actually completely forgot how useful the E-Blade is against the TA and the Weaver in general. None of them went for Diffusal Blade just yet. Weaver's now starting to consider maybe Diffusal Blade's a good choice. There's no point in getting Diffusal Blade in HTZ when you already have a Diffusal Blade in your Weaver. Me, it's the point of Lincolns to stop the Diffusal Blade charges. That could actually be. That seems like a better idea for Lincolns than anything else that they've been like throwing out. So, I wouldn't mind that. Charge. We'll find the Bat Rider, Yato. Invisible. But Shadow Blade not working too well for them. Ice Bat does see the Clockwork as well. With a dual breath. Clockwork. Not gonna get killed. And now the Weaver trying to find the Morphling. Oh, Jesse Vash. He's been left to die here. The scapegoat for this team as everyone else in his team decides to run away. And make it in time. So yeah, we'll continue with some of those E-Blades. Ban her. Alright. He's gonna be charged up. Ooh, the Yule Scepter stops Yato. Nobody found yet. Actually, these shrines are now discovered, right? So they're... Sorry, that's not discovered. They're vulnerable. I always say that for the stupid translation from Spanish, but they're vulnerable now. Which means that Happy Feet need to be able to protect them a bit better. Let's see, a bit of a smoke coming out from Happy Feet themselves. Rappy, Jules, Ben-Hur, and Jesse Vash all joining into this great smoke. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. They see the Roshan though. Ben-Hur together with Jules and Rappy. They don't want to go for the Roshan. They want to go for a kill. The TA found out first. The Shadow Blade used a bit too late. MSC him with the ward. This Bat Rider might just lose his gem in the middle of the fray. You don't want to let that happen. Bat Rider stunned out. Ben-Hur can still survive. And they actually managed to kill off Logan, but not before his Poison Nova comes out. The puck prevents some of the damage from Poison Nova by Yule Sceptering and actually prevents the actual thing from hitting him. Nobody's dead yet. And the Poison Nova wasn't too effective. The Weaver comes in, joins the fray again. Do they have any way to stop him? Waning Rift available, but no. The puck isn't joined yet. Yash is forced to replicate himself away, but they still find him with a charge. Yato coming to this. The Lincoln saves him. Magic Stick and Yash still fighting this, but Yato will just get the final hit with a Shadow Blade. Now Jules can TP away in time, but Happy Feet have already lost 2. They're not happy about this engagement at all. Their feet are very sad right now, and Ben-Hur will not be able to find HTZ whatsoever. Yato, let's see. Does he fall through? Not Ben-Hur. That's not the option. In fact, Ben-Hur says, hey, I saw a dust. Kill Courier. Run. That's a ward on the Courier that you took away. That's not bad, I suppose. That was funny, though. Anyway, he saw the cow, saw the Courier, thought of his choices, and realized the Courier was an easy kill. I think that's the right choice. Now, Jules, he's being charged up. They have perfect vision of him. Jules, how are you supposed to make it out of here? What was your plan? Why'd you walk so close? The hook shot will save him. The creeps try to kill him. Look at the creeps just like kind of surrounding him like, guys, don't let the clockwork die. Don't let the clockwork die. But he ended up dying anyway. That swarm is too hard to take down because of creeps. And in they go. Ben-Hur. Oh, there's a Lincoln that finds the Weaver. Oh, a little bit of a charge. They do kill the White Rider. He's destroyed, stunned out, and killed off. The Poison Nova, now from Logan, hits a couple of them. But no one enough. As the guys from Team Ultimate continue to attack these towers. They actually stuck the TA in the middle of those. Please don't conquer away! Again, they conquer away from the snakes, and the TA will survive a second time. I could even tell Jules was going to do that. He hook shots there and just cogs her away. TA is still alive. She has an Aegis. Gonna kill Jessie Vash quickly. And then wants to continue this aggression. Yule Scepter has the melt, but can't use it on the tower. Obviously, loses the Aegis. Where's the rest of her team? Nobody's helping out. Weaver finally joins in and says, hey, let's save the TA. But Blink Dagger is enough to save her, actually. He does not need to help from the team. Everyone else TP'd back to prevent any split pushing happening. And Team Ultimate now taking the lead completely this game with a 6k lead. And of course, some Shrine is starting to go down, and Elena Rax already in their name. With Weaver, decides to take the... Really? The Ancients before the Alright, okay, whatever. I guess it's quicker. And they lost the Aegis there, which is not... I mean, okay, they lost the Aegis to the Venomancer, but Venomancer's meant to die, and Aegis is not that big a deal, so... It really just ends up being these guys knowing what they're doing. There's a slight smoke gang coming from Team Ultimate. With Diffusal Blade now, this Weaver, Bat Rider, oh, might see someone. E-Blade already completed on this Morphling, that might turn the tides around. The Puck, the Ice Path, misses everyone, and the Puck also decides not to hit anyone with the Ice Path, or with the Waning Rift. Yeah, that Clockwork is definitely a fake. Yeah, look at him. He just kind of gave up on life. There's no way that's a real Clockwork. So, they lost the Replicate, which is quite important, but I guess it's not that big a deal because they have it very soon anyway. Did he go for the cooldown reduction talent? So that means Replicate is almost always up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, only 10-second difference. Now, we're gonna go for another set of towers with Team Ultimate's damage. It seems pretty easy. I'm surprised Happy Feet is against the wall here. Oh, look at them go for the Puck. Yato cancels the charge. They punish this. Lasso finds the Venomancer. Kill him before he poisons. Kill him before he poisons. They got it. Wait for him. Goodbye, Venomancer. Now the Weaver stunned for a really long time. They have to finish her off, but he uses the time lapse. That Yule Scepter came too late. However, everyone else is dead. They just kill everyone around the Weaver to break her heart, break her emotions. She has no more friends, and that's a true Dota player for you. Let's see if Slark can make it alive. There it is. The skill is still available. Slark will be able to just TP himself by using a clever Shikuchi in the trees. However, Happy Feet still get 4 kills for the price of absolutely none. The comeback is still here. I don't know why I said that, actually. Bat Rider died. Sorry. 4 kills for the price of 1. Absolutely 1. Anyway. The comeback is still real. It's still possible. Nobody buy back there, so... bot back there. So it's definitely a possibility for the Happy Feet guys to just come back into the game, especially using that E-Blade. That shotgun build is so powerful. Force staff. Now for this little Shadow Shaman. That's Clockwork himself, gets a Crimson Guard. Okay. Adaptive Strike. Die, creep! The face. Alright. Okay. You really hate that poor creep. Now Rappy. By the way, that Aghanim Scepter was huge. I think the Aghanim Scepter usually is... Okay, wait. Ben-Hur? Do they have Dust for him? They don't have Dust. Really? You ganked the guy with the Shadow Blade without Dust? What were you expecting Ben-Hur was gonna do? Like... Oh, he's not a mumbling idiot. He's of course gonna Shadow Blade. Carry Dust. Spellbreaker, always carry Dust. Learn from your pubs. Anyway. I really like the Aghanim's pickup here on Rappy. So, Aghanim's is usually picked up when the enemy has BKBs, right? And in this case, they might build them, they might not. They're not really incentivized to build them too much. The Weaver is, but besides that. So, I don't think it's that necessary to grab a BK or an Aghanim so early. But in combination with the Flame Break, when there's nobody with BKBs, especially if you go for that level 25 ability for Flame Break, I don't think they're gonna go for it. But the Flame Break itself is already good at pushing someone back, right? For the AOE it has, and that means that you get the long stun, which is 4.5 seconds. Which is a considerable stun. That's an RP in the form of a Dream Coil, which is a much larger AoE. Especially with people that like moving around, like a Weaver or a Venomancer or a Templar Assassin. It's really easy to push them away. Hell, even a Force Staff will do the trick most of the time. And getting that long stun, as we saw that last team fight, was crucial at stopping the Weaver from doing any damage. Actually very much liked what Happy Feet is doing in terms of itemization. But, yet again, they are still losing, and it's still Team Ultimate who has the lead. The matter is, how long will they have this lead for? You are fighting up against a Morphling, and your only heroes are the TA and a Weaver. The Weaver is okay, she has not gone for the Diffusal Blade just yet, so she can't compete with the Morphling in the late game, by any means. And though the TA is, again, a really good hero in the early game, has not decided to go for the Orchid just yet, so it's a while, and oof. She's really not that great in the late game due to her deplorable stat game. Look at her, like she can't even build jewels right now. A lasso finds her, okay. They try to kill her anyway, the shackles as well. Everyone is just joining into this TA party, and TA will go down, finally burned to a crisp, but they lost a Clockwork as a result. However, they managed to kill a Jakiro just in the backlines by accident almost. TA, ooh, buys back for this fight. And actually, no, buys back to stop the Morphling, who now joins the fray again. Morphling has surprise as she destroys the Venomancer immediately. Ben-Hur now being chased down. Slark gets that kill. Rappy, careful, actually manages to get out alive thanks to the Illusory Orb and the Jaunt. At least for now, has a Yule Scepter and a Phase Shift. Should be able to make it out. No! Phase Shift, do something! Don't let them kill you! Okay, Illusory Orb blinks away. TPs. He was perfectly planning that. All calculated. Meanwhile, Morphling himself actually went into a very hard team fight to win with that E-Blade, but he did what he could. I wonder what he's gonna go for. 50% replicate damage or 400 waveform range. They're both pretty good, honestly. The replicate damage, I mean, when you have someone useful on your team or in the enemy team. Now, Spellbreaker, stunned out. Those shackles last a really long time. Is he pulled back? Yato, how do you survive this? You can't. Anyone bet for Happy Feet to win 2 in a row? Not that easy, huh? Anyway, Ben-Hur going for the Courier Snipe a second time, or maybe the TA Snipe. He knows the TA as Invis Room. So it's fine. They both had buyback, actually. They both bought back there. So both the Battler and the TA committed buyback. Battler wanted to punish and try to get a dieback onto the TA, which would have been wonderful in the next level play. Well, not the next level, but like the play that they needed for Happy Feet to really get back into the game. Sadly, they weren't able to do this. Now the question is, do you really want to kill Roshan? How do you kill Roshan, really? Right, the reason why the Morphling Replicator might not be the choice here, even though I usually would like to go for that over the waveform range, is mainly the fact that it really... Sorry, waveform you use offensively, so the range is not always the best. It's not necessarily what you need, but the Replicate for someone like Weaver, for example, who has... Oh, TP surprise. Oh, Hookshot finds him! They got the Weaver. Now the shotgun. BKB committed. Slark has to make it out of here alive, but the dust hit him after the BKB, so he didn't dispel it in time. The lasso was also available. Slark, how are you going to survive this? 3 more seconds to the Lincolns. 2, 1. Lasso him immediately. Stop the Lincolns. No need for it. The lasso is not even committed there. Happy Feet get a super valuable kill. Meanwhile, Team Ultimate, run, run, run. It's time for the Roshan, but nobody's gonna let you take it. As the puck walks in, wants to steal it, the illusory orb hits a Yaj. From behind, wait for min, steal the Aegis, does not get it in time, gets stuck in the ice path. Yash just signed his death sentence. They actually can't finish him off. In comes the Batrider. They want to kill the Venomancer, and they'll succeed at doing so. Jesse Bash, stuck in the low ground, will go down. This Morphling is unkillable. Adapter strike to get away, and Ben-Hur even joins in. Still lasso available, could stop the TA. Yash being forced at the safety, and from behind, there's still a Clockwork following through with this aggression. Hookshot finds the TA a second time. It does seem like Happy Feet will just let them get out alive for now, as Ben-Hur does not want to commit too much to this. Blink and Lasso still there. Just doesn't want to use the Lasso. Is this a bug? No, he doesn't want to use the Lasso at all. He thinks that there's more valuable uses for it. I think it's true as well. I agree with that. They took the Aegis, though. That's why he probably doesn't want to commit the Lasso, right? You commit a lot, you think you kill the TA, and she comes back in 3 seconds. Especially with the Blink Dagger to follow you through. Yeah, you don't want to let that happen at all. With this, Ben-Hur. Oh, he's gonna be chased down. There's a Shadow Blade. Yato. Ooh, they do fight him with the dust. Ice Path misses him, but the charge will come in, and Ben-Hur. Yule Scepter just in time. No Nether Strike for you, Spirit Breaker. No Nether Strike for you, you angry cow. Anyway, what I also want to talk about is that Weaver talent. 35% magic resistance. I completely agree with that. You're up against a Morphling, a Puck, and a Batrider. They pretty much only have magical damage. Yeah, you can be really fast, and you can be the go for the race card, but I think that's 10 times better, frankly. Oh, he did go for the Flame Break AoE. I was not wrong about that. Next level predictions for talents. Anyway, that talent for the Weaver is actually really valuable. 35% magic resistance is better than Hood or Pipe. It's actually what, level 2, I believe, mana or Spell Shield. Spell Shield, is that what it's called? The anti-mage skill, the anti-mage passive. I think it's Spell Shield. It's level 2, so I think level 1 is 26%, and then level 2 is around 35. More or less. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But it's a really, really good magic resistance on a hero that actually traditionally gets some sort of stats in the form of Linkins or BKB, so she does have a bit of tankiness. Yeah, it's very well utilized here. Okay, they stopped the Batter from possibly TPing. The sad thing is he wasn't going to TP anyway. Morphling joins in, has the shotgun, adds some damage. Shotgun. Yeah, why not use it earlier? You could have killed him so much earlier and now actually TP. Spiritbreaker buys back immediately. Morphling joins into the fray and they want to attack and kill someone. They lost the lasso in that top lane, of course. But, you know, the Aegis is still up for the TA, so they really want to wait 2 more minutes. Those series of snakes, I love how they're put... Like, when you add the 4 snakes to the 4 wards to the snakes, it really just seems like they just kind of set there haphazardly, like, oh, I guess I'll put one here, one here, one here, one here, whatever. Just put wards somewhere. It's pretty funny. And they just kind of spit things at people. I like it. Alright, smoke. Okay, no, Batrider lasso, 6 seconds, maybe they're just waiting for that. Who do you stop? You can't stop the TA, really. There's a Hurricane Pluck. The idea is the Weaver. They stop her with the Linkins, and there's the lasso as well. Weaver, can they kill her in time? Oh, yes, they can. The shotgun's there. Weaver's dead. Yato walks in. Has to kill Ben-Hur. The Nether Strike won't deal any damage. And the Morphling with a machine gun of water destroys the Spirit Breaker in. Now Shackles finds the Weaver a second time. This could be a perfect dieback as she time blasts back into the fight. But this time blast might cost her life. Slark has to Shikuchi himself away. Jules has no hookshot. They lose the Aegis already. And Happy Feet are defending like champions. Slark comes back in. The Shrine activated. Rappy's not gonna die today. He still has the phase shift, and in the fight, Mingyan with the Ice Path. There it is. The Shadow Shaman stunned out, but Mingyan might not be so lucky. Look at him go down. Yash trying to run away from the TA. TP's back to base. Yep, the Weaver's still not dead. Still fighting there. Jules trying to get some time, and there's Yappy coming back in, but can't kill Slark. The damage is just not enough. The poor Morphling. Can he kill Slark again? No, he can't. They can't force the dieback. They can't punish that play. That time lapse might have won the team fight here. As Team Ultimate follow Yash, he has to E-Blade himself. That's all your offensive potential gone. Slark just needs to chase him one last time. And Yash forced to morph entirely into strength. Forced back into your base. Get back into that fountain, they say, as they continue to push these towers down. A silent stop Weaver is going to be perfectly fine, and Rappy not joining in, not knowing what to do. His head is out. He does not know how to defend this without his Morphling joining in, but his Morphling needs to morph back to agility to deal some damage back in. And of course, the Megacrypts are now up. It's time to push this throne. Yash walks in, wants to kill Slark, but the Shikuchi saves him a second time, and now Yash, he has to fight against the world by himself, but HCZ does not care about this pool of water. He just cares about this dire Ancient. They kill the Weaver, but the Morphling also went down, forced to buy back. The Ancient will die. Team Ultimate take this game against Happy Feet. Fantastically played by them. Last second win there, taking the Ancient instead of the Morphling, going for the objectives, forcing the Morphling